I would say that I'm a visual artist. And I do exhibitions, well, not of objects really, but I'm interested by the ritual of exhibitions. Making an exhibition is like making a film without a camera. The objects are scenes, in a way, of a film that you edit. So the exhibition is like the edit of a series of objects in time and space, you know? There's a book, in fact, that I was reading again yesterday, from the Vatican to Las Vegas, an history of special effects. When you enter into a Baroque church, your visit is scripted. It means that you are walking around the space, at a point you stop, and suddenly you can see that the perspective line up, you know, and something appear. So the architecture is not only a space, it's also a development in time. I was part of a group of artists already at the art school, creating sort of like exhibitions that were projects. We wanted to define a way to be artists without really producing objects. The project was bigger than the elements that were part of it. My identity was in a way hidden behind all this kind of like construction. I was putting that first rather than to put myself first. This group show that are curated with Hans Felix Schober is called Postman Time. I would ask 15 different artists to come on stage and to create a moment of art rather than an object of art.
I would like to introduce you to some out-of-focus ideas. And I will do so without moving my mouth.
But that in a way terminated that, whatever, 20 years of intense collaborative process. And it had to stop because of the cancer, because I was sick and I needed to think about myself. Plavanol is a fantastic space because it's a public space. I was interested by the rituals that I will see forming. The same that you have when you go to see a football game, an exhibition moving constantly and getting away from the loop. Therefore, doing something which is more on the side of life rather than on the mechanic. A reflection to the moment and the place where the exhibition appears. If an exhibition is no longer a display of objects, but if an exhibition is a thing in itself, then it's something else, right? It's like a show or something. So it's totally about the given reality. A show that opened recently in Seoul called Voices. One of the things that we realized talking with the curators, there was always something a little bit occult in my practice of art. We tend to, with technique and with AI now, to think that language is, everything goes through language, you know? And when you do exhibition, you realize that actually there are a lot of things that doesn't go through language, you know. You deal with space, you deal with time, and we deal with the other. But there's another side to it, which is what you call the magic. I'm just doing my thing, which is produce temporary form of collectivity. When you cook, you are preparing, you're cooking, you're eating, you're cleaning, and you're done. Because when you deal with art, when you still open the Pandora box, you're never done.